Hello everyone, my name is Kaylin King and welcome back to the channel. This is another one of those Kaylin had to write in exams and now everything is delayed and late. So, yay.
Lovely.
Got some more creepy stories in stock. Enjoy the video.
This all happened last night and I'm still kind of spooked by it. So, last night I had just gotten out of the shower at around 1 AM. I was in my room trying on a dress I had bought a few weeks prior. I was looking in the mirror and I hear this horribly loud scream coming from outside of my window. I freeze and begin to slowly take off the dress and climb into bed, but as I kept listening, the closer the scream got. I don't live in the nicest part of town, so usually I blame weird noises on the area I live in, but this was weirdly different. The scream sounded so distorted, like no human or animal could ever make that sound. I've never heard anything like it. I can barely describe what it sounded like. It was so bizarre. I told my mom about it this afternoon and she mentioned my neighbor's chickens. A few nights ago, 6 of my neighbor's chickens went missing and she thinks it's a coyote. How could one animal take 6 whole chickens? Maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but I wanted others' opinions about it. I've been familiar with skinwalkers for a year or two now, and I believe there could be one around here, but I want to hear other people's takes.
Last night I was on my golf cart by myself and it was completely dark outside and quiet. I live in a neighborhood surrounded by farmland and woods throughout various spots. I was driving but pulled over because this giant beetle was on my shirt. It pinched me and freaked me out. I pulled over next to a stretch of woods and struggled to get it off of me. In the woods nearby, I heard walking, like perhaps a deer walking around, so I wasn't scared. Yet the sounds got louder and closer. The walking had gotten so loud it sounded unreal, something out of Jurassic Park, like a dinosaur stomping. The walking had gotten overwhelmingly loud and extremely close, so I slammed on the gas and got the fuck out. I looked behind me, but I couldn't see anything, but felt shivers down my spine because I swear it was inches behind me. Not sure if this has anything to do with it, but I was talking about skinwalkers with my sisters and doing some research, so I hope that didn't invite anything, but I can't even describe how loud the stomping was. It sounded unreal and seriously terrifying. Lost while away at sleepaway camp, I had a paranormal experience that began with seeing odd flashes of light in the sky, and then while out in the woods at night, and even an open field, multiple encounters with a 7-foot tall black figure. Occasionally had white eyes, and someone else who was there with me when he attempted to pull out a switchblade claims it had red eyes, although not sure how true this is. This creature stalked myself and 2 other campers, and even a counselor who had helped us through this. I only came across it while walking outside at night. Thought I was crazy, of course, but even in the full moon, when you would be able to see details, it was still very obviously inhuman. It would watch from afar occasionally, and if we would stop and stare or even notice its presence, it would hide itself behind the trees, bushes, etc. Most of the time, the all-black figure was still very much visible, and at least I could always feel when I was being watched. This all happened about a year ago, and it basically drove me to the breaking point. I have contacted the other people who saw it several times, begging them to tell me the truth of what happened so I could just come to the conclusion I'm insane and what we saw was not real. At this point in time, I have distanced myself from them and text them only occasionally. In a lot of ways, it just felt like a weird camp thing. A lot less scary when you're not in the moment. Tonight while looking out of the window to close the blinds, I saw random flashes of light again. It isn't hot enough for it to be heat flashes, and I haven't seen anything like that since the summer. To be honest, I want to cry. I was trying to be reasonable and consider the fact that nothing like this has happened in a year, so why would it happen now? Also considering I am at my house, inside, 4 hours away from when I saw stuff like that last. I basically brushed it off and was completely fine until I heard deep, raspy groans. I don't know how to explain it, but it sounded like a really bad imitation of a cow. Definitely scarier. I tried to ignore it, considering it could be normal sounds from the woods surrounding my house, but it was getting closer to the point I knew it had to be coming from my backyard. I learned the hard way, curiosity killed the cat, so I locked my windows and put down the blinds, but I was just wondering if I should be more concerned about this. This took place in the past hour, and I'm just very concerned that this stuff keeps happening. I'm not very superstitious. I'm attracted to the unknown, but tonight I was just chilling in bed and it's like it was begging my attention.
I'm not sure if this actually was a skinwalker, but one can only assume from what happened to me. And also, I live in the Midwest where I've heard multiple stories of them. A few days before it happened, I was on a call with my friend. It was about 12 in the morning, and I heard a loud, high-pitched scream come from her side of the call. I asked her, what was that? And she replied with, what was what? What do you mean, did you not hear that? Hear what? The scream. She apparently did not hear the scream at all, despite it coming from her side of the call. I know it wasn't my side, as my dog would have reacted and it sounded like her audio. She lived almost in the middle of nowhere. A few days later, I was on a call with the same friend. It was around 2 in the morning and I had made food, so I was eating it downstairs in the kitchen. We decided to end the call as she was getting tired. I was still downstairs in the kitchen on my phone eating rice when I started to hear banging on the back door. In the dining room next to the kitchen, the back door is a glass door. I looked up at the door and my dog runs up to the door and is freaking out. She's barking, jumping, and her fur is all puffed up. I look at the door and something is hitting the door. It's staring right at me. It's on all fours, it's white and bony. I immediately grabbed my dog by her collar and we ran upstairs. The next day I woke up at around 1 in the morning and I go downstairs. My sister was in the living room. She begins to tell me that a few hours ago something was banging on the back garage door. We have another back door in the garage to the backyard. And it sounded like it was trying to break the doorknob and get in the house. Ever since that night, I've heard more and more tapping, scratching on my window from inside my closet, the walls, and underneath my bed. It happened before I saw it, just not as common. I still don't go downstairs past 12 unless someone is downstairs with me. This all happened in the summer of 2021. So last night I was driving through Woodland Township after going to my grandma's house. It was 10 p.m. and there was a thunderstorm. There wasn't any businesses or homes nearby in the part of the forest we were in. I was looking out the window when I saw someone walking on the side of the road. When I got closer, she was wearing a lilac purple skirt, some kind of vest, black heels, and I'm assuming a purple hat. It looked like she also had some kind of black fluffy scarf over her shoulders. Or she was holding some large black fluffy cat. Still not sure what it was. My dad saw her as well, but we saw her wearing some kind of trench coat made out of either deerskin or snakeskin. She looked like she had grey hair and was old. She was walking very oddly as well. It was like she was wobbling very quickly, but moving very slowly, if that's how you describe it. It looked like she was swaying back and forth while kind of shaking. I'm confused if it was a person or some kind of creature.
And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment which story you liked, and even share with your friends. It does help.
And please, do send us more creepy shit. It does help too.
Yes, please.
It's awesome.
You can contact us on our social media. Or post in the... Post?
Paste? Go for paste, it's fine, it's Sunday.
Or paste in the subreddit page.
Yeah,
I'm
just paste people, paste all over the page, please.
Paste all over, wherever.
However, whenever.
Why ever.
Sure.
Yep. Anyway, enjoy your week and...
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to another episode of What's Your Freaky Shit?
What the...
No? Okay.
What do I normally say in these?
I think you read creepy stories.
Well, Riaan.
Last night I had just gotten out of the shower at around 1 a.m. What the fuck were you doing until 1 a.m.? Yeah. I was in my I was in my room trying on a dress, and who the fuck tries on a dress at 1 a.m.? I was looking in the mirror and I hear this horribly loud scream coming from outside of my window. I freeze and begin to slowly take off the dress and climb into bed. So you hear a horrible scream, and your first thing is like, ooh, let me get naked and get into bed. Lady in the Forests. That sounds like a Witcher side quest. So last night I was driving through Woodland Township. Township? Test this, me, bro. You've got balls, mate. No fucking person would do that.